All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Rachak. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone. I'm your brother, Rabbi Knapp, coming out with the lesson, Lord's will. It's edifying to the Lord's elect. I just saw this, as soon as I started, a fucking car crash. Fender bender, but it ain't nothing big, but still in the middle of the road, and they don't even have the brains to pull over and get out of the highway, man. They exchanging paper, they exchanging information in the middle of the road. Look at this shit, man. Fucking dumbasses. Get the fuck out the road, man. There's plenty of road. I'm on a whole street over here. People are stupid, man. People are dumb as hell. We gotta share the road with these pieces of shit. Anyways, let's see what's going on in the news. It says, it's a strike inside Venezuela. U.S. increases pressures on Maduro regime. Okay, so who cares? Who cares, man? Someone just hit Vladimir Putin's house. You think he's cool with that? I never heard of a situation, especially with niggas. When you shoot up a nigga's house, he coming to get you. He coming to get you. You don't know who was in the house at that time. You don't know what he thought, the sentimental value of your home. So people like to get back on shit like that, man. You shoot somebody's crib up, you should expect retaliation from that. But what is he doing? He's going to poke over there in Venezuela, still fucking with Maduro. Now Maduro, if I'm not mistaken, Maduro ain't weak, man. Maduro got a pretty big military over there too. He got allies, he got people that want to fight for him. I know last time I heard that Wagner Group was over there. Okay, Colombia said he was gonna help him out if something went wrong. I wonder what other people around his vicinity is gonna help him if they go over there and fight. Maybe Mexico too? Mexico's nothing to fuck with. These, Esau talks a lot of shit about so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Got him thinking he can fuck everybody up, man. Esau really ain't. If Esau don't blow you to smithereens, he really can't go to war with anybody. And that was proven when he went to the Middle East. People were throwing rocks. So-called people that were throwing rocks at him kicked his ass up out of there. So he likes to talk a lot of shit, man. And it tells you in the book of Zechariah that he gonna fill the bow with Ephraim. Let me grab that. So Esau, you about to get fucked up out here, man. Then the people he sends are fucking high schoolers, and they doing all types of TikTok dances, and you think they're gonna have some? I'm telling you, man. Dude's riding a bike in the middle of the oh man. And then they got both of their doors wide open. Silly shit, man. Let me grab this in the book of Zechariah. Maybe I shouldn't have came over here. Maybe the Lord won't kill their ass. What's that? Zechariah 9, I believe. Let's grab that. Zechariah 9. And 13. It says, when I have bent Judah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim, and raised up thy sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece, and made thee as a sword of a mighty man. So you're going to make some of these people as a sword as a mighty man. Okay? Ultimately, especially with the nation of Israel in these last days, but also all these nations are coming up against Esau, his allies, these smaller nations. Venezuela is probably worse than what Afghanistan is, man. I don't know, because Ishmael, scriptures describe him as a wild man. You look at Maduro, he like to He over here dancing and shit. Nobody give a fuck about you. He said he was doing his last dance. You know, he was, so I think in his mind, he kind of know it's over, because when you deal with the Edomites, they like to pay somebody next to you to put your ass to death. So you don't know which way you know judgment's coming. You don't know from which area. And he got plenty of examples of how he overthrew other kings. But one thing that showed me about Maduro is he likes to pray to the white God, so I know he gonna die. Anyone praying to that damn devil's gonna die, man. So I don't think he got any wisdom. That's why he dancing like that. You know, you lack wisdom. Let's grab this in the book of Hosea. Hosea was talking to the northern kingdom, so it kind of really applied to him. Hosea chapter 4 and verse number 6. Hosea 4 and verse 6. It says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. So, since you've forgotten the law, you know, the law was given to the Israelites. Since you don't practice that, it tells you in Deuteronomy 17, you're supposed to have a script. You're supposed to, you know, you're a king, you're supposed to be looking these things up. You're supposed to just be praying to some other God. And Esau already defeated you because he got all these altars all throughout your land. He got Christian altars, Catholic altars. You praying to the same God, you think you're gonna win, man. One of our kings did that. He defeated the Edomites, and then he started praying to their gods, and then what happened? The Lord killed his ass. So the Lord ain't dealing with the gods of the Edomites, man. Okay? He ain't dealing with that. Tells you in Wisdom of Solomon, the 7th chapter, let me grab it. He don't deal with anybody who don't have wisdom. He don't care how high you are in this world. If you ain't dealing with wisdom, he ain't dealing with you. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7. And where is it? Wisdom of Solomon 7. And Wisdom of Solomon 7, verse 28. For the heavenly Father loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. So he don't love you if you don't have any wisdom. And then they call the police. Got 2 ambulance trucks coming, all for a fender bender. Get the fuck over on the side of the road. Then he's telling him, go pull over there. Fucking dumbasses, man. Putting everybody at risk. Oh, that's an old lady. It's an old lady. What is going on here? Even the firefighters are fucking dumbasses, man. Who pulls out the fire truck? The firefighters, they jump out the truck. He's backing up the truck. And then the other firefighters, one of the firefighters walks behind the truck as he's backing up. Fucking dumbasses, man. Can't do anything right. So anyways, man, you forget this law, man, you're gonna die, man. I'm gonna grab this in the book of Baruch. Baruch chapter 4, and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. So if you leave the commandments, you're gonna die, man. Especially following after the ways of these damn heathen. The irony of praying to Jesus trying to get you help, but he's the one coming to destroy your ass. The damn Edomites. That's foolishness. Baruch 4:2. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated. So he must not be illuminated. He don't got the light. He's still walking in gross darkness. He must not have seen Vladimir Putin's Russian icons, man. You need to talk to Putin. That's your ally, man. Maybe he got more wisdom than you. Maybe you're an actual heathen. Who knows? We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. I don't think he is, but he could be. Could be a terror. Who knows? He keep doing that. He keep throwing up that 666 shit all the time. Every time I see him, he's throwing up that 666 shit. Luke chapter 4, verse 3. Give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. That's right. Don't give. We learned that through John Hyrcanus when he converted those Edomites. You know, they don't establish the law. Look at them. They're the most wicked nation down here on the earth. That's a strange nation, man. It tells you in Psalms 58:3, the wicked are estranged from the womb, speaking lies. Or as soon as they be born, speaking lies. We converted their asses, man. That's why they going to get put to death according to the law too. Because they took these statutes into their mouth. They claim to be the nation of Israel, but they don't fit in any of the curses in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. When was your nationality taken away from you? When will you discontinue from your heritage? You let Amalek tell you he got all the paperwork going all the way back to Moses. He got Moses' DNA somewhere, and he can match it up with his DNA, and that's what makes him an Israelite. But it tells you in the book of John, the 6th chapter. Let's grab it. Let's grab it real quick. John 6. Verse 63. It said, it is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. So all your paperwork don't matter. Man, I got police. I got firefighters, car accidents. See, I shouldn't even came out here. Shouldn't even came out here, man. Look like a murder scene up here. So the flesh profiteth nothing. So all your documentation, your DNA work, that don't make you an Israelite. If you ain't doing the work of the Lord, man, he ain't dealing with you. Simple as that. Like it says in Wisdom of Solomon 7, verse 28. The flesh profiteth nothing. So any paperwork that you think makes you Israel, or if you're looking for something like that, then you don't understand the scriptures. It's the words that I speak unto you, their spirit and their life. You read Romans the 8th chapter, it tells you what? It tells you that let me grab it. There's so much going on over here, man. I'm trying to stay focused here. Romans chapter 8 and verse 16, the spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. So the spirit beareth witness with ourselves that we're the children of God. We don't need paperwork like Amalek does. They're not spiritual people. They're very carnal. It tells you in the second book of Maccabees, when we were fighting the Greeks, that they trust in their swords. They trust in their guns. But that's not going to save you in these last days. If the Lord ain't dealing with you, don't matter how many guns you got. Don't matter none of that shit. Okay, let me grab that. So it says Romans 8 is 16 again. The spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. So when you read the book, you'll understand that we fit what it says in the book. That we're not just coming out of the side of our necks saying we're Israel. Okay, you read about, there's plenty of precepts Some that come to mind, Jeremiah 17:4. You don't see any other nation that got their, that was discontinued from their heritage, like your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That didn't happen to these other nations. Okay? Then on top of that, you got Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. When he shall send you into slavery again on ships. That don't apply to these other nations. Okay? That don't apply to them. This should be like a sign unto you, like it says in Deuteronomy 28. So these things don't apply to them. He did a great job with telling you lies, though. But ultimately, that applies to him. So the Spirit bears witness for him too. What other nation was able to do that, deceive the whole world? What nation could have been given the whole world, according to Job 9:24? So the Spirit, that's how you discern. That's how you apply 1 John, the 4th chapter. And then now you're starting to be illuminated. Now you can see. And with that wisdom, what you're going to do, you're going to get rid of them altars that's in your country. You're going to get rid of the lies. You're going to pluck them up. Okay? You're going to destroy the prophets of Baal. That's what you're going to try to do. Okay? But see, a lot of people, they don't actually have wisdom. So that's why this place is wicked as hell. Romans chapter 8, verse 17. And if children, then heirs, heirs of God, and joint heirs with Hamashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. So you got to suffer. A lot of people don't like to suffer. They want to be comfortable. They want to do things. We're in a comfortable position. Everybody want to be comfortable in this place. Well, ain't going to be no comfort. Ain't going to be no jobs. You're going to have to go to war. You're going to have to fight for pieces of bread. Okay? For clothing. You got to fight for your salvation. It tells you in Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of the times and strength of salvation. So that he calls it the strength of your salvation. That's what we're building up ultimately. Let me look at this word heirs in Romans 8, verse 17. Because it tells you in, I believe, Revelation, the 1st chapter, it talks about being a nation of kings and priests. Okay, so that already shows you that there's royalty to the bloodline of being Israel. There's a benefit to being an Israelite. Okay, you can go to Romans 9, Romans 3, and it goes into all of that. Romans 8, verse 17, looking at that word heirs. You got a fender bender and ain't even no damage on the car. And all this for nothing. A whole ambulance, that's a good $1,500 right there. 2 state police officers, they getting paid about $80 an hour. Then you had a fire truck. I don't know where he went. That must be a lot of money. Foolishness, man. Grandma shouldn't even be on the damn road. It says, select corners, a fellow heir, a joint heir, one who obtains something assigned to himself with others, a joint participant. Let me look this up in a different translation. An heir, a successor, a person legally entitled to the property or rank of another on that person's death. So you legally entitled through your blood, through the bloodline. And through the Spirit, you'll receive it, because when the Lord puts the Spirit on you to go teach his word, man, that's a token. That's a sign. Okay? He's basically, he endowed you with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. That's a beautiful thing to have in this time. That's the most precious thing you can have in this time, is to understand the words that's in this book, to understand the prophecies. Grab that in the book of Revelation 19:10. Revelation 19, verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship the Heavenly Father, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. So the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. And as you can see, a lot of people don't know how to prophesy. So a lot of people don't have the spirit that they claim to have. Do you have the spirit of God, son? Do you? Do you see what's going to happen to Babylon the Great? You know where Babylon is? Babylon is gone. Babylon is that's what them Jamaicans be talking about in their reggae songs. That place doesn't exist any longer. And that's not the case. We living in Babylon, man. Look up the word Babylon, it means confusion by mixture. This is a confused place, man. You know? And you can tell by the way the people are. And it's crazy how as soon as I turn on the camera, all this shit happened, man. Everything was doing just fine. There was nothing going on. Turn on the camera, car accidents, ambulances, state police officers, just craziness. See, when that word goes out, that's how you know things are increasing. And not just here. In other countries, just did a video on how Iran, their dollar collapsed. $1 is $42,000 of their money over there. So they're in the middle of the street. They're mad right now. I'd be pissed the hell off too if I didn't have this knowledge. I'm telling you, people are dumb as hell. The dude don't even know how to cross the damn street. Almost ran in front of a truck. I don't know if they smoking crack now or what, or sniffing fucking angel dust in the morning. I don't know what the hell's going on with people, man. Ultimately, it's demons, man. People got demons on them. So a lot of y'all don't got the spirit, you don't prophesy, and you don't understand what's going on in this book, and so you don't understand how to prepare yourself for what's to come. Okay, you're not gonna take the time and effort to look these things up for yourself, so you can believe, so you can strengthen your faith if the Lord gave it to you. You probably just hear the word and it just bounces off of you because it ain't for you. 1 John 4:1, beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of God, because many false prophets have gone out into the world. So if there's many false prophets that have gone out into the world, it probably need to take some accountability and read for yourself. Talks about the false prophet being burnt in the lake of fire. So there's someone out there lying to you, and it ain't me. I didn't deceive the whole world. I don't have the resources to deceive the whole world. If I had to deceive the whole world, all I got is a cell phone. If you think somebody with a cell phone and a YouTube channel is deceiving the whole world, you're a fool. You don't even have enough time to watch every single video online. There's too much information. And the main flood that's going out is these damn lies, man. It's the damn lies. The mainstream churches putting up all types of lies and pedophile rings and shit like that. They got a lot of money. People like, oh, you're a false prophet. Okay. All right. You never even heard of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. So the world's deceived and you believe the lie. Okay. Let me grab this in the book of 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians 4, in verse 1, it says, therefore, seeing we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we faint not. That's right, we have this ministry. We got men that go out on the highways and hedges, and they put up digital epistles, and if they didn't do that, we wouldn't know who we were in these last days. So the Lord gave men the breath to go out and teach. And we got to thank the Lord for that we got this ministry in the last days. 2 Corinthians 4, so that we faint not. Let's look at this word faint real quick.
Strong's G, 1573. Ekakeo. Gaius Lexicon, second entry.
Ekakeo. It says to be utterly spiritless, to be wearied out, exhausted. So if we didn't have this ministry, we'd be utterly spiritless, exhausted, worn out by Esau's oppression. We'd be fucked up if we didn't have this ministry. So we got to thank the Lord for that. It was the Lord that sent the apostles last. 2 Corinthians 4 verse 2, but have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of God deceitfully, but by the manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of God. So we're not handling the word of God deceitfully. Okay? We're not doing it like the Catholic Church, showing you images of a false God. Got you doing shit that's not even biblical. Got you saying shit that's not even biblical. Got you praying to the Mother Mary. Saying prayers that are not even in the Bible. Drinking wine and bread to a false God. Got you thinking that you got to pay to get into somewhere that's in the spirit. Got you out of your damn mind. Ultimately, they just put demons on you. And the Catholic Christian Church too. 2 Corinthians 4 verse 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. So if you don't get it, you're lost. The darkness is taken over you. You can't receive the light anymore. You can receive it, but it's getting close to the point where if you don't see what we're talking about, you're still scoffing at the word, and you're an idiot. You in gross darkness. So if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. So there's a certain type of gospel, okay, that's good news to the Israelites, okay? And the gospel is that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. The kingdom of heaven, which was referred to the kingdom of Israel in Acts 1 and 6, is just that. It's with Israel being on top. Like he told you in Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter, where he says that you're a special people above all people. He's talking to the nation of Israel. And he showed us a glimpse of that when he put King Solomon for 40 years of peace. King David. He tells you in Amos the 9th chapter that he's going to close up the breaches thereof, and he's going to establish the throne of David as he did in the days of old. And in the days of old, what was David doing? He was putting these heathen in subjection. He said he had garrisons in Edom. 2 Corinthians 4, and that's the only nation that pretty much Esau really scared about, man. That's why he be acting like that. 2 Corinthians 4 verse 4, in whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Mashiach, who is the image of God, should shine unto them. So the God of this world had blinded the minds of them which believe not. The God of this world, the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, he blinded you. Okay, he's done a great job setting up temples throughout all your neighborhoods. And his propaganda machine, you got the whole world worshiping him right now. At one point, when he came as Christopher Columbus, he did it by the sword. If you didn't bow, he would chop your head off. Now you willingly, you go to these altars. And then you send your kids there, and the cycle continues. But then the Lord sent that breath and it broke that cycle. That's a generational curse. So the Lord broke that cycle with some men. That's why they making their calling and election short, because now they understand why these things happen. Lady's 400 years old. She about to go crash into somebody else. Not all who won or last. Her Lord, it says on the back of her car. But that's how it is. You get old and ain't no one gonna help you. Anyways, 2 Corinthians 4 verse 5. For we preach not ourselves, but Hamashiach, Yahushua the Lord, and ourselves your servants for Yahushua's sake. That's right. That's what we preach. Y'all preach something else. What's that? You preach what's that precept? Another Jesus. Let me grab that. Where's that at? Another Jesus. Where's that at? 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians 11, verse 4. It says, for if he that cometh preacheth another Jesus whom we have not preached, or if ye receive another spirit which ye have not received, or another gospel which ye have not accepted, ye might well bear with him. So there's another Yahushua. You can go down there.
How do I get down here? Around them? Do I have room?
I don't, yeah, you got room. You got to go this way, man, but you got a little bit of room.
Do you think the cops would probably do something?
Right. That's what I was just saying that.
Right?
I was just saying the same shit. The cops came here for what? He just blocked up traffic, sat in the car because it's too cold out. He couldn't get around the ambulance. You all right? All right. Now I'm out here directing traffic. Great. Great. So if they, let me read that again. 2 Corinthians 11, verse 4. For if he that cometh preacheth another Yahushua, whom we have not preached. So there's another so-called Jesus out here, man, which is going into another understanding of our Lord. Just like now. People believe in a false God. And the crazy part about it is they don't even really need to use the scriptures to deceive you anymore. That's how stupid these people are. Clearly, if you look in the Bible, like where does it say that? That's how you can cut a Christian. Just keep asking them, where does it say that? What precept is that? Can you pull that out the Bible? Because all they do is cut themselves. That's all you gotta. Where's it at? What Bible verse says that he loves everybody? Keep saying that. Why does he say he hates Esau in Romans the 9th chapter? Can you break that down? Yeah, he said he hates him, but sometimes you say things you don't mean when you're mad. So, you know how these Christians are. These people are stupid as hell. Now he hates him because he created him to be that way. He created him to hate him, and he created Israel to love. And the heathen, he don't really feel any way about it. It's not that they don't have a purpose. Well, of course they got a purpose. He created them to serve Israel. Y'all believe in that false understanding, whom Paul did not preach. So Paul didn't preach that to his disciples. I mean, to the Gentiles. He didn't go around talking about Jesus, telling you are you saved and shit like that. Nah, he was telling them the same gospel that they teach today, that the apostles and elders on down, giving them the understanding, explaining Yahushua and the importance of what he represents. Okay, well now we know about the resurrection. The resurrection at that time was a lot more. That was a heavier matter then, because some people didn't believe. He's walking on water. He's doing all these things. So it goes deeper than what your eyes see. It's showing you that the Lord controls if you believe or not. You can watch somebody walk on water. You can watch somebody heal someone that's lame. But if the Lord don't give you the spirit to believe, you ain't gonna believe. Let me grab this in the book of Hebrews, the 4th chapter. Hebrews 4:1, let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left us of entering into his rest, any of you should seem to come short of it. So you want to fear. Okay? You don't want to come short. You want to endure. Hebrews 4 verse 2, for unto us was the gospel preached as well as unto them, but the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. So you gotta be mixed with faith, and that's an ingredient that the Lord gives you, according to Ephesians 2:8. Okay? Let's grab that as a matter of fact. Ephesians chapter 2, in verse 8, for by grace are you saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God. So it's a gift to have faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And it's not just some vain faith, man. Okay? It's going to be faith that's going to come with works. You're going to have action. You're going to be converted. Not like these people. They're like, oh yeah, I got converted 3 years ago on this date. Look at my certificate. Proving that they got baptized. But they don't know the Lord. And they have faith in something that doesn't exist. So what does that tell you? That's not going to sustain you. That's not the rock. That's not going to be the stability, man. It tells you in Revelation, the 1st chapter, you got to be, it's blessed that he that readeth. A lot of y'all don't read. Revelation 1 verse 3, blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. Let's look at this word read. Or readeth.
Strong's G314. Agnosko.
It says agnosko. It says to distinguish between, to recognize, to know accurately, to acknowledge. So you got to distinguish between, man, the things you've learned and the things that the elders have taught. Then you'll start to open your eyes. You start to receive wisdom and instruction. Proverbs chapter 1 verse 7, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. So you despise it. You despise it when someone's telling you it. Some of us, I don't know why you were scorned on it. That's just a spirit that's on you, but you could look these things up for yourself. I learned this truth off the internet. Somebody was doing the work. I heard what he said. I went and looked it up. I'm like, oh shit. That's exactly what it says. And I still watch that brother too. And that brother's still cooking. He's still whipping it up in the kitchen. Doing the work. Waking people up. If he woke me up, I know he woke other people up. And he don't get a ton of views, but who cares? Who gives a fuck? This place about to be destroyed, and the famine of the word is kicking. I ain't even finished what else is going on in the news. I know mad shit's going on. It's about to be the new year. They're gonna drop the ball tonight. Who knows? Something might explode. Who knows what's gonna happen tonight? Like I said, Putin's house got exploded. Something might happen tonight. Who knows? I don't know. So maybe somebody else's house might get hit. Who knows? It says, let's see what else is going on in the news. It says, Trump administration says it's freezing child care funds to Minnesota after series of fraud schemes. As a matter of fact, let's look into that. All these fraud schemes in Minnesota, supposedly out of nowhere, that he found. Only he could do it. Only he could find this out. President Duck, its administration announced on Tuesday that it's freezing child care funds to Minnesota and demanding an audit of some daycare centers after a series of fraud schemes involving government programs in recent years. I don't know, man. I don't know. This dude's, I don't know. I just, everything's a lie, man. Probably just don't want to pay y'all. He probably don't want to pay for child care support, man. This is a piece of shit, man. Dude's a piece of shit. Like a deadbeat dad. That's Esau, man. Yeah. Now there's propaganda going on here. I ain't paying for that. Child's not mine. I ain't paying. Some more shit going on, man. Child care schemes. Blaming it on Somalians. Don't get me wrong. The heathen are wicked too, but ain't no one more wicked than Esau. And you found that out when he sent Daffy Duck into the with his Doge Department of Government Efficiency, and they were finding out money going to LGBTQ in Congo or Africa. They wanted to paint balloons and shit like that. Billions of dollars for balloon painting in Congo. Stupid shit. Where was all the uproar about those people? All that government fraud you found out. Where all they at? Why isn't Nancy Pelosi locked up? The Bill Clinton administration, why you should lock them all up? Joe Biden, then his son has something on a laptop. Lock his ass up. So you full of shit. Oh, some child care. Get the fuck out of here, man. Full of shit, man. The thief cometh not, but to steal, kill, and destroy. And he was estranged from the womb, speaking lies. That's all he does. He might be telling some truth, but it ain't the whole truth. That you can guarantee. There's always an agenda behind it when you deal with an Edomite. Let's see what else it says. Deputy Secretary of Health and Human Services Jim O'Neill said on social platform X that the move is in response to blatant fraud that appears to be rampant in Minnesota and across the country. Of course there's blatant fraud because Esau's running the world. You think he's an upright man? It tells you in Habakkuk the 2nd chapter, his soul is lifted up. He is a proud man, and neither keepeth at home, and enlarges his desire is hell, and is as deaf. That's Esau. He's enlarging his desire as hell. He's putting hell on the people, man. Kids need child care services. He didn't give a fuck. Even with the school situation, when he first started, he was stopping funding to go to schools. So now kids weren't eating, even though the shit that they were eating in the school was fucking. You don't want to be eating that shit anyways. But we all ate that shit. But some people, that's all they ate. Some kids, they go to school and that's all they eat. They go back home and there ain't nothing in the fridge. So some people, that fucked a lot of people up. I'm sure these child care services, if he's freezing the money going to Minnesota, I don't know, I'm trying to read it. What? I can only imagine what kind of services he's talking about. Let's see. It says he's politicizing the issue to defund programs that help Minnesotans, Walt said, of course. But you can't even believe Waltz. Get the fuck out of here. Ain't you supposed to, ain't Waltz, they still ain't fire your ass, man? You need to get the fuck up out of there. That's the main problem. Is Waltz, another fucking Edomite. He's the problem. There probably is a bunch of fraud because Esau's at the head of that shit. So it don't matter if Republican, Democrat, these Edomites gotta go, man. They need to go into slavery. They can't rule anything. They're fucking dumbasses. All they know how to steal, kill, and destroy. That's it. They can't prosper nothing. Look at this fucking country. This is their glory. And that's going to be taken away from them too when the Lord returns. Let's see what it says. It says, O'Neill referenced a right-wing influencer who posted a video Friday claiming he found that day care centers operated by Somali residents in Minneapolis had committed up to $100 million in fraud. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. The only one who robs that much money is Esau. He don't take just a little bit, man. $100 million, that's Esau written all over it. Just by the price. Now, don't get me, Somalians might do some cheap shit to get by. You know? Not that I'm sticking up for the heathen. But they don't, come on, man. They run a little corner store. They might use their EBT to buy some extra items. What's that, an extra $100? Get the hell out of here, man. They call that fraud. He'll magnify that. But this $100 million, it ain't got nothing to do with no Somalians, man. It has everything to do with Esau. Just through the spirit, that's the type of shit he likes to do. Hundreds of millions of dollars of tax-paying money. Blame it on the Somalians if you ever get caught. He always got a back door to everything. And Waltz is, you can tell. And if brothers know about Waltz, people done did videos about him, what he was accused of. For him to be in that type of position and the shit that he was accused of drinking, of course he would do some shit like that. That's why they gave that type of person that job. O'Neill said he has demanded World submit an audit of these centers that includes attendance records, licenses, complaints, investigations, and inspections. He ain't gonna give you shit. You ain't even gonna hear about this. Next week is gonna be another issue that has nothing to do with this. Right? And that's Esau for your ass, man. $100 million. Fucking piece of shit. Let me grab this in Proverbs 29 and 2. And who's gonna suffer while all this thing's going on? The people suffer. Proverbs 29 and 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. So the righteous are the Israelites. When they're in authority, when they're in power, the people are going to rejoice because we're going to be ruling according to the law, statutes, and commandments. We're not going to rule in a world, you know, I talk a lot of shit about putting people in slavery and shit, but it's only to correct you at the end of the day into righteousness. And you're going to be happy when you're living longer. You can see your family for generations. And you're going to love Israel. We're the best people in the world. Even the Most High said it himself. Let me grab that as a matter of fact, so you don't think I'm lying. I didn't make this up. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse. I'll start at 5. Deuteronomy 4, verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord Yahweh my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither you go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. So you're gonna know. You're gonna say it out of your own mouth. Yeah, you're gonna get punished, but you're gonna say, surely this is a wise and understanding people. Especially when we go back to keeping the land Sabbath. When you eat, getting the benefits, the land's gonna yield its fruit to you for being righteous, for keeping the laws, the land Sabbath, keeping the Sabbath. We're dealing righteously with each other. You bringing up all your wealth to us. And you're gonna be well pleased to do that. You do it to Esau every single day. He does even his whole check system, man. He just grabs your money. He don't pay you at the end of the day. Imagine getting paid at the end of the day every day. Before the sun go down, you getting your day's pay. Man, that's righteous. This nigga don't do that. At best, you getting your money at the end of the week. That's wicked. This nigga got something called bi-weekly pay. What the fuck is that? You better give my money now before you make a law where you start deporting people. Hell out of here, man. Deuteronomy 4 verse 7. For what nation is there so great who have God so nigh unto them as the Lord Yahweh our power is in all things that we call upon him for? Yeah, so what nation is there so great? So he's talking about us. Deuteronomy 7 verse 6. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So we're above all of y'all. And it's not because we just say that, man. The Lord put us on that level. That's why we can endure the transatlantic slave trade. That's why we're still here. He didn't let this cracker destroy us, man. We're gonna destroy him, though. Because we better than him. He can't endure this. He can't go through this. He couldn't even, he sold his birthright for a morsel of meat. This dude's an idiot. All the way back to his forefather. And you think he gonna rule forever? Get the hell out of here. He sold that, he had his chance and he failed. He's pathetic. And his whole bloodline's pathetic. And that's why I'm talking about the so-called white man Esau Edom. I mean, look at him. Go look at an Edomite. Just look at him, man. Like, look at this nigga, man. Now imagine him getting whipped in his back with a bullwhip. See how he likes that. See how he gonna scream and holler in the kingdom. He gonna be hollering. As a matter of fact, let's go to Isaiah the 14th chapter. Let me grab this. Hebrews 12. What time is it? Oh, I got a little bit of time. Hebrews 12, verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. Oh, he sold his birthright for a morsel of meat. And that's our forefather. He get mad when he hear about that story, man. That story is the best story I ever heard in my life, man. Esau be coming up hundreds of millions of dollars. Now, we came up on your birthright. So we own you, Esau. You got us now, but we gonna break the yoke. We about to break the yoke. We already had you we had you already. But you going back. You're going back into the pit. He sold his birthright, man. To who? To Israel. Hebrews 12, verse 17. For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. Yeah, he sought it carefully with tears. Deep down, Esau knows, man, he's through. Not just his nation, he's through, him himself. He's done, man. Idiot. Book of Isaiah, chapter 14, in verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And that's what we're doing now. We're cleaving to the house of Jacob through our apostles and elders, because they were given through the Spirit. They were given the doctrine, and now we're cleaving. We're cleaving to the house of Jacob. You don't see any other nation coming out here claiming to be Israel. These other nations don't see. Oh no, we're all saved. We're all one. Dumbasses. They had knowledge, they will understand salvation is of the Jews. You tell them John 4 verse 22, and they don't fucking get it. They don't get it, man. That whole God loves the world bullshit. He gonna save everybody. Then who he gonna destroy? Who is he gonna punish? How is he gonna show his wrath? It tells you in Proverbs 16 and 4. Let me grab it real quick. Proverbs 16 verse 4. The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. So he made the wicked for the day of evil. Hey, he made them to be destroyed. You got one vessel on the honor, one on the dishonor. Romans chapter 9. Verse 20, I believe. It says, actually, let's start at 17. Romans 9, verse 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. So that's why he destroyed Pharaoh. So he can show his power in destroying his ass and saving the nation of Israel. Same reason he raised up the so-called white man on this level, so he can destroy his ass and he can get all the glory for it. And we can rejoice in his destruction. Y'all ain't talking about that. That don't make you happy. That sounds horrible to you. That sounds absolutely amazing to me. That sounds like good news. Great news. That's why I'm on the highways and hedges this morning. That's what woke me up. That's why I'm happy. And guess what? You're going to be happy too. Let me grab this in the book of Sirach. Sirach 25 and 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy. In the 10th I will utter with my tongue, a man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. Who's your enemy? The nation of Israel got an enemy, and it's Esau. Esau is our enemy. Whether you like it or not. Romans chapter 9, verse 18. Therefore, have he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will, he hardeneth. And he's hardening Esau's neck. That's why he's coming against you so much, those Latinos and Native Americans now. He'll tell you it's because of immigration and all of that bullshit. No, because you got his birthright. That's why he wants to take away your birthright. He wants you to feel like him. He wants to make you feel like the way he felt when he sold his birthright. He said he was at the point to die. He wants to bring you to that point, see what it feels like. So we know we're going to that point, and we're not going to make the same decision as you, Esau. We're not like you. You're a vessel unto dishonor. We're a vessel unto honor. Okay? We're going to get the victory. We don't feel like you, because look at you. You're pathetic. You're a pedophile, for crying out loud. You're a child molester. You're a cannibal. He's the lowest, he's the base man. You're a caveman. Who the hell want to be like that? You need to die, man. That's when you just kill yourself, man. Even though that's not going to fulfill prophecy. No, don't kill yourself. I want the Lord to get the victory, man. So I want you to live, Esau. I want you to live. I want the Lord to kill you. I want the Lord to destroy you, man. Romans chapter 9, verse 19. That will say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who have resisted his will? Yeah, why doth he yet find fault? Who have resisted his will? You're going to do what the Lord wants you to do. And those of us who got to suffer, you're going to suffer what the Lord wants you to suffer. And it is what it is. We just hope that we're part of that number. Romans 9, verse 20. Nay, but, O man, who art thou that repliest against God? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Yes, shall the thing formed say, why have thou made me thus? That's what Esau be thinking in his puny ass mind. He made you thus for his own purposes. That's what we're getting into. Romans 9, verse 21. Have not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? Yeah, that's how the Lord answers your question, Esau, why he made you to be that way. So all the killing, all the vengeance you took, you might have felt good in the moment, but it's not going to feel good when it's happening to you. It's not going to feel good. It tells you in Isaiah 33 that we're going to meditate terror, just like you did to us. He had this one instrument, it was like a pyramid. He make you sit on it, and it. Oh, that was a good one. But it's wicked. We're gonna do you pretty good, man. We're gonna get you good. We're gonna get you good, Esau. You're gonna pay for your sins. We're gonna do it in righteousness. We ain't gonna grape you. That's what we used to do with Jake. You get the biggest black man and rape him in front of everybody. Disgusting. I forgot to say he's a homosexual too. So he's a perverse, nasty motherfucker, man. You got a lot of sin you got paid for. Romans 9, verse 22. What if God, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction? Yeah, so he wants to make his power known. He was willing to endure with much long suffering all this wickedness that you've gotten away with. You got pedophile rings, human trafficking rings. You got all types of shit in the food. And the Lord just letting you do it. So he can kill your ass, man. So when the judgment comes, you deserve it. You deserve it. And then he's going to raise you up. And then we're going to burn you. Romans 9, verse 23. And that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory. And that's talking about his elect. He gonna set them on high. He gonna put you down low, and he's gonna set us on high. Okay. Romans 9, verse 24, even us whom he have called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles. Now, that's talking about Israelites. Okay? You had the Jews that were in Jerusalem at that time, right? They understood who they were. They still followed the customs, right? And then you had Israelites outside outside of Jerusalem, calling themselves Greeks. Just like today, you calling yourself an American. You're pretty much calling yourself a Greek. But you're an Israelite. So Paul went out of Jerusalem and he went to go speak to those people who he knew was Israel. You know who Israel is, man. Even though some people might not look like Israel, but the spirit, it's all about the spirit. Romans chapter 9 and verse 25, as he saith also in Hosea, I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which was not beloved. That's going to Hosea 1 and 10. Let's go there as a matter of fact. What time is it? Now I'm over the time, see? Now I gotta go. I'm gonna finish this up though. Hosea 1 verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered, and it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God. And that's what's happening. This is the place, America is the place where we will call not the Lord's people. We will call black, Latino, Native American. No, we are the sons of the living power. And that's why we stand stiffly for the name of the Lord. Unlike you damn heathen that are out there. You don't know the Lord. You know nothing about the law, statutes, and commandments because you're not supposed to. You're going to learn it when we put your ass in slavery. You're going to learn it when the Lord gets glorified, when he sends judgment on the so-called white man. And you damn heathen too. All you militaries out there, you're going to be destroyed. All of them. You ain't gonna be learning war anymore. And that's gonna happen when the Lord puts you under our feet. Like we once had you, where you belong. When you read about King David, that's us going around whipping your ass. And we're gonna do it again. Kicking your ass. Making you servants. Making you serve us. That's gonna happen again. That's what you're supposed to be. A servant. Romans chapter 9 and verse 26. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall they be called the children of the living God. Isaiah also crieth concerning Israel, though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved. But he will finish the work and cut it short in righteousness, because a short work will the Lord make upon the earth. So a remnant shall be saved, long story short. That also matches up with Isaiah 14:1. Let me finish that as a matter of fact, and then I'm out of here. Isaiah 14 verse 2, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And I'm going to end it right there. Lord's willing, this was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rachach Wadash. Shalom, Abad Babal, and Kwam Yasharala.